Get up to $2,500 total savings on remaining select Road Platinum trims.
Now at 4, day 3 of an electrified Democratic National Convention in Chicago. Today's theme for Democrats, a fight for our freedoms. Good afternoon. This is the KTLA 5 News at 4. I'm Samantha Cortese.
And I'm Sandra Mitchell. The DNC says they are fighting for democracy here and abroad, abortion rights and health care.
Also, the country will be introduced to Kamala Harris's running mate, Tim Walz, who will give the biggest speech of his political life. KTLA's John Fenoglio joins us live from Chicago with more on what we can expect tonight. Hi, John.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. That's right, DNC Day 3. Here we go. Tonight, Americans are going to get their first real chance to meet Vice Presidential candidate Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. And tonight, Walz will officially accept his party's VP nomination. It has been a star-studded political event here at the Convention Center in Chicago so far. Last night, we heard from former President and former First Lady Barack and Michelle Obama. They both delivered electrifying speeches to the partisan crowd. They also warned Democrats that despite their excitement for Kamala Harris, not to become complacent this election. Tonight's theme is a fight for our freedoms. Notable speakers include Democratic heavyweights like former President Bill Clinton, Representative Nancy Pelosi, and Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg. Former House Speaker Pelosi, of course, was a driving force behind replacing President Biden with VP Harris at the top of the ticket. As for President Clinton, well, we expect him to talk about how the U.S. will have a better economy under a Harris-Walz administration, among other leadership issues. And as for Walz, well, this is his big night. Walz is a former football coach, teacher, U.S. Representative, National Guard member, and, of course, governor of Minnesota. But not many Americans knew who he was until Harris tapped him to be her VP pick. We caught up with Minnesota Democratic delegates and leaders who say Walz's character is the real deal. One of them told us he knows the governor well.
Tim Walz, what you see is what you get. His passion for people, his joy in his everyday life, it is real. And voters are smart. Voters can pick up on that sincerity. That's why he was a successful congressman. It's why he's been a successful governor. It's why he's going to be a successful 50th Vice President of the United States of America.
If you had to name one quality about Tim Walz that you like, you respect the most, what would it be?
He's just a down-to-earth dad, teacher, and he happens to be the governor of our state. Well, I worked as an intern in Tim Walz's office in 2011, and what really struck me was how genuine he is. I always thought that politicians, congressmen are these hoity-toity, highfalutin, stuck-up people. Not Tim. He's always coming in, he's joking, he's laughing, but he's a coach, and he knows how to bring a team together. He knows how to lift people up. He knows how to inspire. He knows how to move teams forward to accomplish big things. That's what he did as a high school football coach. That's what he's done as the governor of our state. And I'm just so excited to see what he can do as our next vice president.
And again, we're going to hear from Governor Walz later tonight. We can also tell you that protests continue here outside the United Center in Chicago. Police say they arrested more than 50 demonstrators, pro-Palestinian demonstrators, last night after they claim demonstrators became violent with police. Now, in addition to tonight's speakers, we're also expecting some pretty fantastic performances from Stevie Wonder and John Legend. We'll have another update at the top of the hour. For now, reporting live in Chicago, I'm John Fenoglio. Back to you in Hollywood.
All right, John, thank you so much. And stay with KTLA for continuing coverage of the 2024 Democratic National Convention. We have special coverage of the primetime addresses every night at 7 right here on KTLA 5. And for the latest anytime, go to KTLA.com or download our free KTLA 5 News app.
Also today, former President Donald Trump is holding his first outdoor rally since the assassination attempt in Pennsylvania last month. Trump and his running mate, Senator J.D. Vance, were in Asheboro, North Carolina, speaking from behind a podium. You can see it's surrounded by panels of bulletproof glass. Storage containers also were stacked around the perimeter of the event to create additional security measures. The former president addressing comments directed toward him during the DNC.
But they mentioned me more than any other category. I'm now a category. They had me down today as a category. That's all they talk about. Trump. We've driven them crazy. They have Trump derangement syndrome.
Former President Trump is heading to Arizona tomorrow to talk about immigration at the U.S.-Mexico border. Senator Vance is going to Georgia.
New surveillance video shows the killers wanted for an ambush shooting at a local gas station in December. The young father, just back from some holiday shopping, was sitting in his car when two gunmen got out and opened fire. Family members of the victims are hoping these images will lead authorities to the suspects.
KTLA's Gene Kang joining us live now. He's in South LA with the rest of that story. Gene?
Hi there. Well, Marquette's mother says that she is holding on to hope right now, but as you know, there are detectives that are offering $50,000 to the public for information that could lead to an arrest. Well, it all happened here on that fateful day at this South LA gas station where Marquette was killed. An innocent man who was out buying Christmas gifts for his children last year. His family is torn apart.
This photo is all four of his children, 2 girls, 2 boys.
His mother, Melanie Gamage, still in shock.
I'm very brokenhearted, devastated. I'm just lost for words.
She believes her son was in the wrong place at the wrong time. This shocking surveillance video shows that tragic day when her beloved son, 32-year-old Marquette Scott, was sitting in his white SUV after pumping gas when detectives say brazen gunmen started blasting multiple vehicles.
He went to that Sinclair to get on the freeway to come back to Victorville, and in the midst of that, it was the crossfire.
Melanie says gang members killed her innocent son December last year. The father of 4 children had stopped by Manchester Avenue and Hoover Street to get gas and food. His mother says he had just bought a PlayStation 5 for his son. LAPD now offering $50,000 to the public to help find the accused killers.
Prior to his murder, Mr. Scott had been out shopping for Christmas gifts for his children.
His kids, I look at them every day, and it's just hard to see them without their father.
Marquette was one of 6 beloved children, the sunshine of their lives. They're now praying for justice.
When you look at that video and you can identify them, please turn them in.
What a heartbreaking story there. Now, detectives are still investigating whether these shootings were intentional or a case of mistaken identity. So many questions that are looming. Well, up next at 5 o'clock, the mother that you heard from there, although she wants closure, surprisingly, she says that she forgives these accused killers. More on that coming up. Reporting live here in South LA, Gene Kang, back to you.
All right, Gene, thank you. One of the doctors charged in the death of actor Matthew Perry now has reopened his practice. Dr. Salvador Plasencia legally can reopen Malibu Canyon Urgent Care even after his arrest last week. However, he must inform patients about his ongoing criminal case. Federal authorities revoked his DEA registration. That means he won't be able to prescribe medicine with controlled substances. Patients also must give written approval stating they still want to be treated by him. Plasencia is one of 2 physicians charged with illegally conspiring to supply ketamine to Perry. He's pleaded not guilty.
Richard Simmons' brother has revealed his cause of death, telling People magazine the cause was accidental. Lenny Simmons says his brother's death was due to complications from recent falls, and heart disease was a contributing factor. The toxicology report was negative other than medication Simmons had been prescribed. Simmons died on July 13th, one day after his 76th birthday.